Welcome to Garrett CompSci. This is Unit 1, Lesson 12 of CS Principles. This is the Unit 1 project called Digital Dilemmas. As a warm-up, think about this question, an overarching question for the whole unit. Is our world better or worse off because of digital representation? So get a feel of what you think about this question right now, and put your mark somewhere along the spectrum from worse to better. Now, for this project, we're going to be diving into an actual article. There are 3 options available to you in the lesson resources. Here's the rubric for the project, and then we have these 3 articles available to choose from. If you're doing this for a teacher in the class, they may allow you to choose another one. Just ask about that first. The first article we have available is about DNA testing kits and the security risks behind digitizing people's actual DNA sequences. The second one we have is a court case related to NBA 2K digitizing people's tattoos, the players' tattoos. And some of those tattoo artists who created those tattoos have an issue with them being reproduced digitally in the NBA 2K game. And then finally, there's one on the ethics of computer-generated actors. And in particular here, we're looking at actors who have been dead a while, and maybe they're beloved characters, and people want to see those characters go on despite the death of the actors. So what do we think about the ethics of using their likeness after their death? So what you're going to do is read through that article, highlight or underline anything you want to investigate further or something you think you might need to come back to. At the end of the article, somewhere where there's some space, or digitally, depending on your teacher's instructions, write about a 10-word essay summary of the article, of what the article's about, what it's saying, and then share that with neighbors. Look up anything you're unfamiliar with, any concepts that you need to learn more about. If you need to learn a little more about DNA stuff, or how a certain thing is represented in binary, digitally represented, take a moment and do that quick research. And then come back to your main question. Is our world better or worse off because of digital representation? And then one more time, read the article. And this time, we're looking for the answers to these questions. So have these questions in mind before you read it again. The first question is, what was digitized in this article? Then, what was the goal or purpose of digitizing this thing? The people who did it, why'd they do it? Is someone benefiting from this situation, from the digitization of this thing? If so, who? If you find the answer to that question, put a plus where you found it, where you found any potential benefits to people. Is someone being harmed in this situation? If so, who? And you can put a minus out there if you find a harm. And if you find any other impacts, you can put a face, maybe a smile, or a half frown, or a total frown, whatever is appropriate to indicate other kinds of impact. Are these impacts intended or unintended by the people responsible? And how do you know? So leave comments in the margin of the text of the article addressing any of these questions to the left, any notes that help you answer these questions. Check back in with your group or your neighbors, see what you annotated, see if you have any questions for each other. Now this is the actual project. You're going to make a position poster with 4 quadrants. So if it's a physical piece of paper, just fold it in both directions to make 4 quadrants. You may also be able to do this digitally. In the top left quadrant, Number 1, what is being digitized, and then say what you can about how the information is represented digitally. So something that you know about how binary represents that thing. Think back to how we represented text and sound and images and all of that stuff in binary. Do a little research if necessary. In the top right corner, what is the goal or purpose of digitizing that thing? Why'd they do it? In the bottom left, what are the benefits and harms to various groups of people or the world or the environment, etc., of digitizing that thing? And then in the bottom right, we're answering that main question. We want to take a position on whether our world is better or worse off because of digital representation. Explain using specific examples or reasons from the article that you chose. And you probably want to include that little spectrum there, worse to better, and put your mark somewhere along the line of about how you feel. It's very likely that you're able to see more than one side of this issue, but the point of this is to take a position and back it up. So go ahead and make an opinion and back it up with things from the article. If you have groups to work with or neighbors to discuss this with, go ahead and see what other people have said about the same articles. Share your position, debate a little bit in a kind way, and see what you think, how you fall on this issue, especially as it relates to that one article, that one situation. So now, in general, how do you feel? And how does the class feel? Your position on this might change over time as you learn more throughout this course, as you learn more through the news, listening for technology news, through your life as you gain more experiences and have complicated situations regarding technology. So as a wrap-up, why should we care about things being represented digitally? How does it impact you personally? Take a moment to think about all the personal stuff, things that are personal to you that have been represented digitally. How much information about you as a person has been put out on the internet or just represented in school tech systems or is being monitored using surveillance and is stored digitally? What are social media companies doing to track your interests and your activities? Why should we care about all of this? We will continue to think about questions like this throughout the course. So this is the end of Unit 1, representing information, digital information. And the next thing to do, if you're taking the assessment in class, just want to give you a heads up that will be 3 pages of 5 MCQs each, 15 MCQ questions. And they tend to be close to the AP exam style. So good luck on that if you're taking the test. You want to go back through the previous videos and you want to certainly to feel very confident on all of the vocab words. Throughout this course, vocab is an important concept. So best of luck if you're taking that. Here's all the vocab for the whole unit. You can pause and look through it, and you can revisit the topics that you'd like to revisit in the previous videos for the unit. So that's all for Unit 1. I'll see you in Unit 2 on the internet. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to see all that's to come. Goodbye.